What's going on, everybody? Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another video. This time we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 summer fragrances for 2018. Now, I've been constantly rearranging these fragrances, adding new ones in, taking ones out, rearranging the order. Been doing that for about a month and a half, and I finally have it finalized. I'm finally happy with the list. I know a lot of people already came out with their list. I put out my summer lineup right as everyone was coming out with their top 10 list, so I wanted to wait a good month or so before I put out my actual list, because it'd be kind of pointless to release my summer starting lineup and then a week later bring out my top 10 list. So it's finally here. Let's go and get right into it. We do actually have one honorable mention. That one is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. So this fragrance didn't quite make it in the list, almost did. I still want to include it as an honorable mention just because it is a great summer fragrance. It's summer in a bottle. You have this slightly salty, aquatic, citrusy fragrance. Performance is a little bit better. The performance is a little bit better than the original Light Blue, but this one isn't quite as salty as the original. However, I do prefer this one just because it has a little bit more depth and it lasts a little bit longer. So just a great one right here. If you guys haven't checked this one out, you definitely should. It's a great one. My only honorable mention, Light Blue Eau Intense. Alright guys, starting off the list at number 10, we have Invictus Aqua. So you could put either formulation in here. Personally, I'll probably be reaching for this one more, but since this one is the one that is readily available, put this one in as well. So Invictus Aqua just has this nice, slightly bubblegummy, aquatic smell to it. It's just so casual, so laid back, so fun. Just be a great one if you're hanging out at the pool, going to the beach, you know, running errands on a summer's day. A great fragrance for that, and it's just amazing stuff. I have a lot of great memories with this DNA. Great fragrances, love this DNA. I'm glad they brought it back because it is just very nice stuff. Perfect summer casual fragrance. So my number 10, Invictus Aqua. Number 9, we have Dior Homme Cologne. So this one, this nice musky, lemony, citrusy fragrance. It's a really simple fragrance, but yet it just smells so good, so refined. You'll hear a lot of people say it smells like ice cold lemonade, and I would have to agree. It really just reminds me of drinking a nice pitcher of this nice sweet ice cold lemonade when you're sitting on like your porch on like a summer's morning or something like that. That's what it reminds me of every time. Just smells so good. It really cools me down. It really refreshes me on hot days, and this is one of the fragrances that I would wear on really hot days because it has such a simple note breakdown, such a simple composition. There isn't too much going on in this fragrance that if you do put a lot of heat on it, it's not going to get too messy or anything like that. It's not going to break down in a bad way. The more heat, the better with this thing, I think. So definitely just amazing fragrance. It really smells nothing like any of the other Dior Homme fragrances. It's really the only one that I would recommend that you blind buy, just because it is so pleasing, just citrusy, safe. Performance isn't the best, but it's also not bad, and for a fragrance like this, I'm not going to complain. I'll carry a decant of it if I have to. Just amazing stuff. So my number 9, Dior Homme Cologne. Alright guys, number 8, we have Dior Sauvage. So this one is my practically empty 60ml bottle. I still have like 3 100ml bottles and another 60ml bottle inside, so I'm good on this fragrance. I don't think I'm going to run out of it anytime soon, but everyone knows Sauvage. Just this nice clean smell. It's got this nice ambroxan, this pepper. It just makes it really head turning, really masculine. This is easily one of my most complimented fragrances for the summer especially, but really you could wear it any year, any time. But for summer, for spring, warm weather, gets me a ton of compliments. This and Aventis will actually make people go semi-aggressive when they smell this on you guys. Seriously, I've had some pretty interesting compliments, more than just people saying, oh, you smell nice. It's usually borderline aggressive. So number 8, had to include this in there. I am going to be wearing it a lot, just probably not as much as some of the other ones higher up in this list. Still, we'll be getting a lot of wearing for sure. Just great casual scent. Can wear it anytime. Performance is amazing. So everyone knows this one by now, the Eau de Toilette of Dior Sauvage. Alright, number 7, we have Mancera Sicily. I actually just won this one in a raffle not too long ago. I want to give a shout out to my boy Connor Rebuck for hosting that raffle. I finally won one. I've been participating in these raffles for quite some time now, and I finally won. So really happy about that. Thanks again, dude, for hosting that. I'll leave a link down below to the Raffle Lounge Facebook group. That's where I won this. So definitely worth checking out. Great way to get bottles for a good price if you're lucky. So Sicily, this is just this very, very nice fruity, citrusy. Wow, just fruity, citrusy, slightly floral fragrance. It just smells so good. You've got a whole bunch of notes. You got pineapple, apple, pear, some other fruits, some other citruses, some florals, like I said, and just a very, very nice fragrance. This just really smells like summer. Summer days, this would be amazing. And this stuff is beast mode too. I would not recommend going more than like 2 or 3 sprays. When I first got it, I just did 1 spray to test it out, and it's just strong. Definitely be careful with this one. It is a Mancera, and even though it is a fresher fragrance, it still has beast mode performance, which is pretty cool. So Mancera Sicily, my number 7, worth checking out. I would sample it first because some say it may be too feminine. Personally, I don't really think so. I don't have a problem with wearing it. Definitely unisex though, so definitely worth grabbing a sample, worth checking out. My number 7, Mancera Sicily. Alright guys, so number 6, we have a little bit of a cheapy fragrance here. This is actually the cheapest fragrance in this list. This one is Original Penguin Premium Blend. So this one's been getting a little bit of talk in the Facebook groups lately, and I figured I would go ahead and pick it up, try it out. So this one, you have some lime, you have some mint, musk, driftwood, aquatic notes, violet leaf. This is just a very, very nice fragrance. You can find it for like under $20 online, and it's definitely worth the pickup. It has kind of a generic smell to it without fully smelling generic, if that makes sense. When you smell it, you will feel like you've smelled this before, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's still a solid fragrance, again, especially for the price, under $20 online. Highly worth checking out. And this is also the heaviest bottle I have, I think, in my collection. This thing is seriously, this is a 100 ml bottle, and this thing is, this thing's solid. So really, really cool. Like I said, it's been getting a little bit of talk lately, but I wanted to include it in this list. I will be wearing this one quite a bit. It is very nice, and also performance is also pretty good. Again, especially for the price of this, you'd expect a fragrance with these type of notes to not last very long, but this thing really does have good performance, so definitely recommend checking this one out. Definitely blind buy worthy. Nice stuff. My number 6, Original Penguin Premium Blend. Alright guys, number 5, we have Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. So I've done a video on this one. Basically, this one kind of starts out smelling like Sauvage, and then as you get to the dry down, it kind of turns into Dylan Blue a little bit, but it just has this very, very nice saltiness the whole way through, which really gives it a lot more uniqueness. And to be honest, this is more unique than Sauvage and Dylan Blue, because like I said, it has that generic kind of DNA, but it has the classic Bulgari Marine Accord. Just that saltiness is just so good. This amazing fragrance. I really, really like the smell of this one actually, and performance is very, very good. I go nose blind to this one quickly, but it is hanging out on my skin for a long time. Just amazing. I can't get enough of that saltiness. So I know a lot of people are a big fan of Aqua Amara. That one's being in a lot of people's lists. I personally don't really like Aqua Amara that much. I prefer this one just because Amara lacks the saltiness that I really like in an aquatic fragrance, and it has just a little bit too much of a floral vibe for me. I love the opening. I love the nice bright orange opening, but after that it starts to get just a little bit more boring, and again, it doesn't have the saltiness. But this one has everything I'm looking for. It has that nice saltiness, and it does still have that kind of mass-pleasing, fresh and clean DNA that does get you compliments, and of course the performance amazing. So I do choose this one over Aqua Amara. Not to say that Amara is a bad fragrance, I just prefer this one. So that's my number 5, Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. Alright guys, number 4, we've got Versace Mando Fresh. So I'm going back to my roots with this one. One of my first designer fragrances I ever bought. Got this one on Amazon when I first started. Gonna need to get another bottle. I'm probably gonna pick up the 200 ml bottle when I decide to get another one, because I am starting to put a dent in it. But this one, just so amazing. It's this nice citrusy, musky fragrance. It has star fruit, which makes it unique, as you've probably heard everyone say, but really just amazing stuff. Versace is probably one of my favorite designer houses, just because all of their fragrances are very affordable while still smelling good, and while all performing pretty good for the most part. This one does perform pretty good. I get about 8 to 9 hours out of it. I've actually gotten compliments from this after like the 8-hour mark at like the end of the day, surprisingly, which really impressed me. You wouldn't think something this light, this citrusy, would last long, but really check it out for yourself, guys. It does last quite a long time. So again, my number 4. So again, guys, my number 4, Versace Mando Fresh. If you guys somehow haven't smelled this one yet, highly recommend it. Also can be found for pretty good price online, so worth checking out. It's a safe blind buy if you're asking me. So number 4, Versace Mano Fresh. Alright guys, number 3, we actually have a tie between 2 Creed fragrances. We've got Creed Virgin Island Water and Creed Millesime Imperial. So starting off with Virgin Island Water, this one is actually the vintage blue cap. It's a 2008 batch. It really just takes you right to the beach. It has this lime, this rum, this coconut kind of sugary effect too, and it just really comes through. This nice boozy, slightly sweet, but also kind of fresh because of that lime. It just smells so good. It really takes you right to the beach. Just has such a nice smell. Just to get into batch talk quickly, from what I've heard and from what I've personally smelled, these older batches are a little bit heavier on the rum, the coconut, the sugar. They're a little bit more boozy. The newer stuff I think is a little bit more focused on the lime, but this is amazing stuff, perfect for summer. And then of course Millesime Imperial. This one is this nice, light, fresh, aquatic fragrance. It has this nice salty, citrusy vibe, and when you smell it, it just kind of has this nice, light, airy, slightly aromatic type of smell. This stuff really shines in the heat. I mean, you can smell this when it's, you know, winter and it smells good, but when you're wearing this outside and you smell it outside in the heat, it just opens up and just becomes so just amazing. It kind of gets slightly sweet, just a little bit of sweetness, but it just develops. Just amazing stuff. People talk about, you know, clones, Ed Hardy, Love and Luck, Sean John, Unforgivable, whatever the Millesime clones are. But really, they aren't going to have as much depth as the real thing does, because when you smell this, once it warms up, you can just feel it go through all the different layers. And it's just amazing. So with those clones, a lot of times you aren't going to get that same type of depth. You're just going to be pretty much smelling like a flat kind of smell, I guess. It's like smelling a wall with that scent, if that makes sense. There's no depth to it. It's just the smell. But Creeds always have that nice depth, and just, yeah. So my number 2, Virgin Island Water and Creed Millesime Imperial. Alright guys, number 2, we have Creed Aventis. So I've been putting this one in a lot of my lists lately, not just because it is primarily a summer fragrance. This stuff, you can wear it year round because it is very versatile, but honestly this stuff shines when you get some heat on it. Just amazing stuff, guys. I'm starting to run a little bit low, starting to put a dent in it, and probably gonna have to get another bottle. So 17N01. If you guys want to know more about batches, more about where to buy bottles and all that, check out the Aventis Lounge. I'll put that link down there too. Again, that's where I learned about Aventis and everything, but just amazing stuff, guys. Perfect for summer. This is probably going to be my go-to summer date fragrance. The fragrance I wear if I have any sort of, you know, formal events, things like that. Any sort of outdoor events, because this stuff just projects like crazy. The wind will take it and the sillage, and just you'll be having everyone smell you, especially outside. So again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because I've already covered it multiple times, but Aventis, one of my favorites, and one of my favorites for the summer. My number 2, Aventis. Alright guys, so my number 1, this one is more of a personal pick for me. I'm sure most of you know what this is going to be. So Acqua di Gio Profumo. So this stuff is just amazing. I actually thought I grabbed my 125 mil. This is my 75 mil, mostly full. My 125, I put pretty big dent in it. I have worn this stuff a lot. Doesn't look like it from this bottle, but I have like 6 bottles of this now. So I have worn this a lot. But guys, yeah, like I said, one of my favorites for the summer. I wore this pretty much exclusively all last summer for evenings mostly, but also for during the day too. I wore this on vacation a lot too. Just amazing stuff, guys. I love this fragrance. I will always have, obviously, a bottle of it. Got multiple now, but just amazing stuff. Always going to wear this a lot in the heat in the summer. Just always works for me. Gets me really good compliments. Again, like I said with Aventis and Sauvage, gets me people that kind of go borderline aggressive, and this one will do that too. It's just amazing stuff. It just has this nice, slightly dark vibe added to it. Just got some more depth compared to the original. Really love this stuff. So yeah, it's my number 1, Acqua di Gio Profumo. Alright guys, that is my list, my top 10 summer fragrances. Going to be wearing these pretty much exclusively this summer. Again, I'll have links to where you can grab all of these down below. I'll also have a link to my eBay store where you can grab decants of pretty much all of these I'm decanting now. When this video goes live, I will actually be on vacation, which means that my eBay link won't actually work until I get back. But once I'm back, I will open it might run another discount code for you guys, so stay tuned to that if you're looking to get decants or anything. But anyways, guys, like I said, that is going to be it for me, my top 10 summer fragrances. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down below what you're going to be wearing the most, what your #1 fragrances. And yeah, guys, that's going to do it, so I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.